尊敬的各位领导，亲爱的亚布力的老朋友们，大家好，好久不见。首先给大家拜个晚年，祝大家猪年大吉。大家都知道，过去这些年，中国的经济有一些困难和挑战。我的德国同事每年都问我同一个问题：中国经济挺得住吗？我说，中国经济妥妥的，放心吧。过去的20年，中国汽车行业一直发展得非常快，但是去年我们也觉得天气开始变冷了。为什么这么说呢？我还是用英文吧。Indeed, we have seen only positive growth of the Chinese auto industry in the last 20 years. And I believe the auto industry in China is a great example of the success of 40 years opening up and reform of China. Between all car manufacturers, all suppliers, and the dealers, in China today, the auto industry represents almost 10% of Chinese GDP. But, as you can see from this chart, the last months of 2018, our industry has seen double-digit downturns month over month. So in consequence, for the first time in 20 years, the total market for automobiles went down and not up. But, call me an optimist, I believe the fundamentals for growth in China continue to be very good. And as Mercedes, we continue to invest in China. We continue to expand capacity because I believe in the future of the Chinese economy and the auto industry. So yes, we are experiencing a slowdown in China's auto market, but I continue to be very confident about the future market development. More important for our industry is a fundamental disruption that is happening in the auto industry worldwide and especially in China. We call this disruption CASE, C-A-S-E. These four trends, I'm utterly convinced, will change our industry in the next 10 years faster than our industry has developed in the past 130 years. It is the four letters C for connected. Cars will get much more connected, making use of your car more effective. Autonomous drive will really be a giant change of how you use your car, and I predict the car will give time back to you as an owner when they are fully autonomous. As like shared, looking at the success of bike sharing in China, it is not difficult to imagine that car sharing will also be more popular and that the ownership model for cars will change. And finally, electric for cars will change to electric in the next years, and China is already the biggest market in the world. So we're talking about the future and changes. Our industry is changing. And I believe the car industry will contribute strongly to a better life in cities. This is a vision of what smart cities could look like in the future. Thanks to car-to-car and car-to-X communication, AI, intelligent car sharing and ride-hailing, traffic will become more efficient in cities. Urban citizens will more conveniently combine public transportation with private transportation, and people will enjoy new services, and cities will become a more enjoyable place to live and work in. But many things need to happen to make this vision a reality. And ICVs, like we call them in China, intelligent connected vehicles, are an important enabler for this vision, and many countries in the world are exploring what the best way is to achieve this vision. On the following chart, let me show you different levels of automation and connectivity to provide different customer solutions. In a perfect world, in the future, all cars are connected and highly automated. And I think all these use cases are easy to imagine. You just have your car drive you fully autonomous to your destination, and you can spend the time working, sleeping, or relaxing. Or if you don't want to drive yourself and you don't want to own a car, you call a robo-taxi that takes you fully autonomous to your destination. Or robo-buses that offer autonomous public transport. But not all cars will be fully connected and autonomous immediately. For quite some time, traditional vehicles will share the road with more intelligent connected vehicles. So how do we get to the vision? Very soon, we can offer driverless valet parking. Means you just drive your car to the shopping center, to your office, press a button on your smartphone, and the car will park itself without wasting your time. Same when you pick it up. We already have demo operations of this in Beijing and other cities in China. Or another typical traffic situation, already today, your car will accelerate and brake behind a different car, and you don't have to touch the steering wheel for a short time. But soon, it is possible on a highway or dedicated lanes or in stop-and-go traffic that you can let go of your steering wheel for a long time and use that time more effectively. Or you can run autonomous driverless vehicles in a restricted, less complex geographical zone, like dedicated lanes or a closed campus or a factory or an airport, fully autonomous. For all these, we call them use cases, there's different technological solutions. Because as a manufacturer, we can either build cars with a lot of sensors, radar, computing power, basically a big brain, or we can put the brain into the cloud or the infrastructure, then the car is fine with a smaller brain. Most Western countries are basically going to the approach one, to the left side. I believe, given the strong presence and the dominance of Chinese internet companies and strong government directive in China, I believe China might go an even more advanced and efficient way in solving these issues, as shown on the right. We don't know yet, but it's fascinating times. A lot of change is happening in our industry, and obviously we need to make the right technological decisions. At the same time, we recognize there will be many new competitors. It's not only the traditional car companies, and we take all of them very serious. And obviously partnerships will be even more important in the future. We have very good cooperations with our Chinese partners, and we will intensify these cooperations in China and across the world. As you can see, we have partnerships with both SOEs and private companies, and both work very well. As described, our industry is facing many challenges and changes, and it will take a lot of investment, time, and sophistication to make this vision a reality. So I don't think you see me depressed, quite the opposite. I'm confident the best time for cars is still to come if we take the right way. Or, to use more famous words, 毛主席说，前途是光明的，道路是曲折的。Now, some of you know our company has been existing for 130 years, but we've also had a lot of problems in the past. We've not always been very successful. And we faced some very strong challenges in those 130 years. And also in China, our business wasn't always very good. I think some of you know this chart. The dark bars is Mercedes-Benz in China in the years 2011, 12, and 13. You see, we were not growing, while the two other important competitors, A and B, were growing very strongly. A, by coincidence, happens to be Audi, and B, by coincidence, happens to be Bauma. So you can imagine that was not a good situation, way behind these competitors, not growing in such a big market as China. But in the last years, definitely thanks to our wonderful customers in China, and many of our customers are in this room, thank you very much, we have come to a very strong position in the Chinese market. So I cannot speak for all industries, but having worked 30 years in our company, I've learned some lessons. And if I can share some, at least for our company and our industry, I believe 3 main points have helped us to overcome challenges in the past, and I believe will be important in the future as well. Number 1, we have to constantly innovate and offer fascinating products and services. Number 2, we need to put all of our heart and focus to our customers. We need to delight them every day, and we need to anticipate the changes in their desires in the future. And number 3, we need to take very good care and develop a strong brand, because we've experienced strong brands help you in times of difficulty. So I would like to conclude my presentation with one small example of focus on a customer group that has become more and more important in the world and in China: female buyers. No offense, but I recognize also in this room females are underrepresented, and I'll be the first one to admit that also at our company, Mercedes-Benz, we had not put enough focus on female buyers. But I'm convinced that Chinese women will be of very important and growing importance for our business. You can see the facts on the chart. Female buyers already account for half of Chinese family income, and consequently, they have a strong influence on car purchasing decisions. I would like to show you a very short movie that we did for our female customers in China. As a foreigner, as a foreign brand, we strive to understand, to respect, and to appreciate the aspirations and the pursuit of dreams of our Chinese customers, both men and female. So have a short look.
你在等待一顿晚餐，一顿晚餐在等待你。你在等待一部好戏，一部好戏在等待你。你在等待一个机遇，机遇大概不会等你。听他的，自然会有方向；管他的，方向自然会有。世界想定义你的美，而你定义了美。别人用不同的目光看你，你用不同反响的能力回击。越往前走越难，越难越往前走。他们以为你踽踽独行，而你不是一个人。懂你的人在这里等你，去遇见知己，更看见自己。
梅赛德斯奔驰新所向迟以恒。
谢谢你们。